Going out of bounds in a game is always a strange experience. It makes you feel like you're in a place you shouldn't be, and rightfully so, because you shouldn't be there. Regardless of which game you're playing, whenever you're out of bounds you get a sort of strange feeling. I mean, you're just looking at the entire world from outside. A place you were never meant to be in. So how does this relate to Project Zomboid? Project Zomboid's map is so large that it's easy to forget it actually has an end. It's not hard to get there either. You just have to follow this road out of Riverside for a while and eventually you'll be met by this blockade. And while the average player's journey ends here, I wanted to find out what was on the other side. As you can see, we're way past the world border and there's something here. This ship thing is an interesting build, sure, but I think there's something stranger going on here. You see, this ship is completely unique. There is nothing else like this anywhere on the map. This just makes us wonder, why is it here? Why would the Indie Stone put time and effort into making a ship like this if it's going to be so far out of bounds that nobody would realistically find it? Heading down south we see something. It appears there was supposed to be something here, but it's like the houses vanished into thin air. This will become a recurring theme later on. As I keep making my way through the center of the city, I find more of these cases. It seems like all the residential houses were just deleted. Almost as if they vanished without a trace. As for why, I have absolutely no clue. While walking across an entire neighborhood of vanished houses, I saw something quite interesting. One of the few buildings to actually exist here was this church. Just like the ship, it's completely unique and fully mapped out. Once again, a brand new building we've never seen anywhere else on the map, just that it's miles away from the rest of the playable area. Overall, this town has a very strange feeling to it. As you can see here, there's what seems to be the base for a statue. Just empty. Everything is empty. While running across another empty, desolate neighborhood, I found this. While I'm not sure if these broken fences and dug-up pathways are unique tiles, I don't recall seeing anything like them anywhere else. Moving up, you see some broken metal fences. This I'm absolutely sure I've never seen. And all of it circles back to the original question. Why here? Why would the Indie Stone be putting in new textures into some random town that doesn't even have houses? Walking all the way down south, we come across a destroyed road. Another thing that was made specifically for this area. An area you're never supposed to reach. Following this road brings us to 3 completely unique buildings. These don't show up anywhere else and they're very distinct from anything you will see on the map. These buildings seem like they could be abandoned or maybe under construction. This destroyed gas station with only one pump is particularly interesting. Doesn't seem like it's being used as a survivor base like the other one, but maybe it's just in ruins. The last building is a completely unique spiffos. As far as I'm aware, this is the only spiffos on the map to feature a playground area. While I can't be completely sure, this wall made of wood implies that maybe some survivors were holding out in here. Or maybe it's truly just under construction. Directly next to spiffos is an American Tire. And while that isn't too interesting, what it's attached to is very. You see, the mechanic shop is only one part of this. This is actually the third mall. You have the one in Louisville, this one over here in the middle of nowhere, and apparently this one too. I think the most interesting part of this place is the food court. While the spiffos and the pizza world are just normal, there's two stands here with no menu. Maybe the devs just didn't feel like adding something, or maybe we'll be seeing new food brands coming to Zomboid. Either way, something is missing. With each building, I only get more questions and less answers. Why is everything completely mapped out? While recording, I didn't notice this, but this building here isn't part of the lickety split right next to it. In fact, it seems to be just an unmarked restaurant, which further supports the theory that there will be new brands coming in Build 42. A little bit further south, we find possibly the largest used store on the map. And correct me if I'm wrong, but just from the fact you can't pick up this crib, I don't figure I've even seen it anywhere but here. But a crib is a very generic tile, so I could have missed it somewhere. Comment if you've seen it, is what I'm saying. Right next door, there's a car dealership. And what I find interesting about this area is that despite the fact that everything has interiors and even has loot tables for containers, there's absolutely no car spawns. It just makes the place feel a little bit stranger, as if nobody was ever really here. I make my way down to a construction site where I see something that I also believe is a new tile. What's even stranger is that no amount of zombies will ever take down one of these wire fences. While there's a lot more interesting places and things I've seen here, this video is getting pretty long, so let's get to two important final buildings. The first one is what seems to be some sort of public pool. Except it appears it's been utilized by the military as a sort of temporary camp. And while I should be used to it now, this is again another completely unique building, miles away from the regular playable area where nobody would think to come and find it. The last point of interest isn't in that town. In fact, it's pretty much on the other side of the map. It can be accessed quite easily if you follow this road at the top of Louisville. Just keep walking to the right until you reach an area with no vegetation whatsoever. While I can't be sure as to what this is, it seems to be some kind of fortress. Maybe it's an attraction at a theme park. Maybe it's a United States military base. Inside, we see some map-making tricks I've never seen before, like this shelf made of 3 tables. And whatever this fortress is for, it still leaves me with the same question I had at the beginning of the video. Why is it out here?